Johnny, I'm curious what you make of, obviously there's conjecture about this all the time, and there's people like wallet tracking and watching money movements. But the one thing that's been, prominent since the launch of the chain has been whatever you want to call it, the Ethereum Treasury, which people have like a problem with that term. Even or the PulseChain Treasury,
PulseChain Treasury. Yeah.
Ethereum Strategic Reserve. Which, I mean, the funny thing about the people that criticize those of us who like call it that, I mean, I think Richard Hart himself was touting it that way because
it's rank.
Yeah,
it's you need to think of this as about rank. This is literally like a billboard that says, hey, we got money. Because if you remember right, you had people like Peter McCormick and everybody else saying, oh yeah, Richard, we know you lost all your money, you're broke, blah 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 blah. No, that's a billboard. That's a billboard of success. That means I have this much money. Oh, guess what? I can hold this much money too. Look, guys, I don't have to spend it. Kind of like his watches there, right? He has his pile of watches. We got $10 million in liquidity. He's like, I don't need your $10 million liquidity. I got $10 million right there. This is a status thing. When you've got more money than you can spend in your entire lifetime, the only thing you can go for at this point is status. So this is not, this is not our money. This is a level of achievement that he is advertising that he is a success and that he has acquired X amount of money. Now, people will argue and say, well, he wouldn't have that money if we didn't give it to him or whatever. But the fact is, he made a successful chain. He raised $1 billion. This shows that the man is capable. And if he's holding that and it's there and it's visible, that shows other people that are wealthy investors that he is capable. Okay. So, and all this stuff that he's doing, with updating this and updating that, does that look like somebody that's walking away with the money? No, he continues to earn that money. He could have walked away, launched Pulse testnet and said, I'm done. There's your zero value coins. Bye. Figure it out. Build a bridge, build some dexes. And we had a lot of people build bridges and dexes. This is not all Richard's doing. This is a whole ecosystem. Even if completely unattended, it's going to grow and it's going to form and it's going to take its own direction, whether Richard is here or not. His validators were only running for the syncing, right? And to get the chain started out. Now everybody else is running a validator, right? Everybody else is running their own validators. Those got shut off. He's not running the network, So it's just really weird. It's really weird, this started out with no expectation from the work of others. It's not your money. None of this money is ever going to do anything to benefit you in any way. Do we remember these conversations? So don't worry about it. Richard thinks wallet watching is absolutely disgusting. He cannot stand it, and he'll use terms like, well, you can fuck it all you want. It's not going anywhere, So, he makes terms like that. He's a fan of privacy, and he doesn't want everybody watching over his shoulder and breathing down his neck. Right. But we do it anyway. And that's detrimental too. And I'll tell you why. Because that only accounts for the money that's in the system, not the money that's going to come into the system. You are totally discounting the rest of the world. You are so fixated. And that's why that is where everybody gets blindsided. Because when retail does show up, you're like, oh, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to. Where did these people come from? That's what happens. Because you can't see them. They haven't made an action yet. You can't see them. You can see everybody that's on chain and what they're doing as they're dragging their feet and pouting and whatever they're doing. You can see everybody there and all their attitudes. You can hear them. But when the buyers come in, they don't even know we exist. They don't know what price we got. They don't know what they don't know what SAC rate was. They don't know what this was, what that was. They don't care. They don't have any of that previous perform bias. They have today's price is the price. The new norm is the norm. And the new opportunity is the new opportunity. They're not going to listen to our lectures. They've got no interest in what we got to say whatsoever.
They don't even know we're here, let alone.
They don't even care. And that's the thing with getting Hex and PulseChain out there into households that don't even know it exists. Because, like I said, crypto space ain't going to help us.
Yeah.
So if we want a blockbuster the exchanges, we need to get people on Coast. We need to get people on Internet Money Wallet. We need to get them directly in the PulseChain. But that is a hard task to set up your stand outside the big city and expect everybody come to your stand. That is a very, very hard ask. Okay? Fortunately, if they know about us first, we have an advantage there because they're not going to be corrupted by the greater space. But if they are already in the greater space, it's very important that we make sure that we leave a good example in their city as a shining beacon to be a welcome sign so that they're interested in the other stuff that we build over here.
So I don't know if this is what you were specifically saying, but Ren says to your response about that question, he says, I agree. I don't think he's going to use that to pump the chain. That's a little too obvious of a trade. I mean, all eyes are on it. Is that necessarily, I mean, do you, and I get what you're saying, like it's pointless to just focus on that, but
y'all ain't going to see shit coming on Ethereum, are you? EHEX can pump overnight, double overnight, and you'd never see it coming.
Right.
Because you're watching the wrong places. And it's too busy of a city for you to ever see it coming.
Yeah.
PulseChain is a very, very small little ecosphere. When things and transactions happen over there, you're able to watch and track everything. But you know what? You ain't gonna see what comes in from Ethereum. You can watch the bridge, but guess what, guys? There's not just one bridge anymore. You're gonna have your work cut out for you before you get blindsided.
So do you think some of that money could be like, it sounds like this is what you said, but I mean, the fact that it's just out there demonstrating that he can hold it, demonstrating that we've got this money in this ecosystem. Do you think that will be the long-term purpose that, I don't want to call it like the carrot on a stick, that because obviously some people are thinking that this is all going to get injected or some.
What do people talk about though, Broke Boy? They talk about how many coins Michael Saylor holds, right? Don't they talk about how many coins Michael Saylor holds? Isn't it always about these? Michael Saylor would be nobody if he didn't hold that Bitcoin. Nobody cared.
Good point.
Why would Richard want to hold large amounts of Ethereum? To be a player, to be taken seriously by his peers. He demands respect. I demand respect, he says. Well, he's got to do things to demand his respect from his peers. We're not his peers. We're not his peers at all. He ain't coming to hang out with us. We ain't going to have burgers with him. Okay, we're not his peers. Okay, so plain and simple, he is not doing this on a level of what random Joe Blow with his $50 in PulseChain wants him to do. He's doing this on a level to draw attention and draw larger market shares from larger investors. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to market to us. We're already here.
Yeah, we're here.
None of what you're watching Richard do has anything to do with you. If you're watching this video, anything Richard's doing right now has absolutely nothing to do with you. He is not even speaking to you anymore. You're already in. He doesn't need to speak to you. He doesn't need to answer your questions. He doesn't need to pat you on the shoulder and say it'd be okay. He doesn't have to do any of that. He is reaching for a broader market to bring more people to his chain, to have a productive chain that is successful so that everybody can be part of that successful chain. And that's going to take new people coming in, not everybody bitching, whining, and moaning about everything not going within the time frame that they want it to.
Well said. Yeah, I think that's something that everybody could take home. That they all think what he is doing and his actions are relevant completely to them and for their purpose. So I think it's lost on them that there's a bigger purpose out there. Yeah, DJ Moonboy wants to know, Johnny, what's in the cup? What are we drinking there tonight? We've got a
Jay Sputnik knows. Jay Sputnik guessed it right off the bat. No, it ain't diet. Do I look like I need to go on a diet? Y'all saying I'm thick?
Dr. Pepper.
Whoa, wait. So it is.
Y'all saying I'm thick? Am I extra husky or what?
Oh,
I'm pulling the chin here a little bit. For a beautiful picture.
Hot take, man. I would actually rather have diet. I used to be addicted to Diet Dr. Pepper when I was a kid. Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, DJ Moonboy. We appreciate it.
Appreciate that, pal.